Good morning. Sitting in the morning, looking at the rising sun, sitting alone, but I have company. I have my lady over here, Madam Zoe. Have you ever thought pets in the house, especially in a nuclear family where people go off to work and the pet is sitting there throughout the day, except for a bowl of water and a little bit of food and maybe a place for her to go out and do their business? Who else do they have? Day in and day out. The only time they see their owners or family, one person or two people or three people or four people depending, they see them at the end of the day. And many times these very same owners, family go off on a trip. Human beings go for trips, Animals can't, unfortunately, unless they're taken. What happens to them? I don't know if anyone has done research in terms of going and studying an animal who's been, who's alone for periods of time. But what I have seen is that there are certain procedures that have to be followed so that the animal doesn't get stressed out. They do get stressed out because they also long for company. But those are animals. What about us? So the point I'm trying to drive here is about two things. Being alone and loneliness. How often have you heard people, especially when they're in a bad mood or maybe in a very sad mood also, where they say, just leave me alone please. I want some me time. Leave me alone. You must have heard that. You would have said it so many times. And then there are some who say, I'm very lonely. I'm very lonely. I wish there was somebody with me. I wish he was there, she was there, it was there. Yeah, nowadays you have it also. And they do play a significant role. But the point here is, both these are a state of mind. As I've always said, I speak from my experience. Since both are a state of mind, let's look at leave me alone part of it first. Now what happens when there is an incident or something that happens which disturbs you, where anger comes into your system, where confusion comes into your system? It's a very dicey and dangerous place to be in, especially if you're going to take decisions for future. It's like dark clouds. You can't see the sun, you can't see anything. But what we tend to forget is beyond the clouds is a very clear sky. The sky always remains clear. The clouds, however, depending on how thick they are and whether they carry water or snow, they are temporary, they will always move away. The question is, are you patient enough to wait for them to move away? So when you hear people say this, and when you may have said it yourself, just leave me alone for some time. I need to think, I need to get clarity. Basically what you're trying to say, or one is trying to say, is I'm waiting for the clouds to move so that I can see more clearly. That's when you say, leave me alone. It's equally important that even if you're not confused, not angry, you need some me time where you are left alone. Go for a walk on your own. Sit in one place on your own. There are people who go to the theater and watch a movie on their own. Yes, there is something happening there, but internally, they are just settling down. You will see people sitting and grabbing a coffee and very somber look. They are on their own, they are thinking. Because you don't require noise to come and derail your thought process. So, it's perfectly fine to be on your own and be alone. It is good. In fact, Buddha once said, if you are expecting everyone to understand you, that's the biggest mistake. It is better to walk alone than walk with a bunch of fools. Now, why are they called fools? It's because they are not able to understand the value of being alone, because alone time allows you to process yourself, your thought process, your behaviors, what's happening inside you. It allows you to reflect, it allows you to process. And no one else can do that but yourself. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a very intense emotional thing. I mean, you've heard this, you've seen this, you may know it also. But it comes up again and again. Recently, I came across someone saying that I've lost somebody very close to me, and I feel a very big void. I feel I can't move ahead. Be with it. Be with that state of emotion for some time. But be with it to understand it. Because the law of life is very clear. All those who come have to go. The question that you need to ask yourself is, do you want to be joyful, or do you want to carry a mountain on your head for the rest of your life? Because life is very clearly stated that all human beings, everyone has to be joyful. This is also a temporary phase. Our entry into this world, our exit, it's all temporary. The life will carry on. Life never ends. So what is there to feel bad about? Yes, there is a void. Stay with the lovely, beautiful memory of various instances that you enjoyed with a person who's moved on. The good thoughts, the good experiences, the good dialogues. That is when you revive your feelings, and in a positive manner, which kind of supports you from behind and helps you move ahead. Because the more you, if I may use the word, mope and cry and be in sorrow all the time, all that you've done along with that person, you're actually turning it into a big zero. It means you have not really valued the time that you spent with the person. This is my understanding and my experience. I lost my father. He was alone. He never met, he neither met his mother, he didn't meet his wife, he didn't meet me, his son. He didn't meet him. He just went on his own. My mother, she had the good fortune to have me nursing her. But when she left, again, I was not there. So both my parents I lost when I was not next to them. How did I take it? I celebrated. Why? Because they lived a full life, they lived a beautiful life, and they gave me the best that they could, which I value and I will value to the end of my days. So I leave you with this thought, friends. Loneliness and being alone. Two very different things, but how do you handle it? Handle it you must. Don't run away from it. Because this is a part and parcel of human existence. But doing it cheerfully makes a world of difference. Doing it with compassion makes a world of difference. But most importantly, understanding that this is a part of human life and moving ahead with your own human revolution or development. That is important. So I leave you with this thought. First thing in the morning, have a lovely day.